What God has done in our lives is broaden our scope, broaden our vision, broaden our involvement, brought us into a larger story that we never would have been a part of.
It's not about us.
No.
It's not about the American dream.
Yep.
It's more than that.
Yep.
And that's what we have come to realize, and we have enjoyed the process of having an impact on the world.
In about 2011, we read the book Radical by David Platt, and we were struck by the idea of an American dream versus a biblical dream. So reading Radical was a little bit of a shakeup to make us realize that, wait a minute, this is not what God calls us to do. This is not why He has blessed us so much, and we need to think about living differently.
He mentioned a nonprofit, so what we did was we started Googling the nonprofit out of Birmingham, Alabama, which brought us to Never Thirst. And then through that, we started doing our research, and we started to search the IRS website for their tax returns and so forth. I wanted to see where their monies were going to get an idea before we got involved with this nonprofit.
We are both CPAs, so there's a few things that I think really attracted us to Never Thirst, and one was the practicality of what they were doing. We loved the fact that they are taking the gospel through the church and through local Christian believers there, but what we loved even more, that there was this meeting of the needs that would help change people's lives. Since we got involved with Never Thirst, we've been on 4 trips, 2 to Cambodia, 1 to Uganda, and 1 to Nepal.
Through that process, it was just an amazing thing to see how they work, how things are done, and what these partners bring to the table. We met this one pastor, and he brought out this map, and he had all these different villages that he was planning to see in the next year that he wanted to make an impact for.
He had people there, he had pastors that he was training, he had a moto to get around to these really remote locations, and that's all he had. And to see the impact in their lives of Distwater was huge. Just knowing that you could be a part of a bunch of remote villages getting water and getting a pastor to plant a church there, like, that's exciting. That's so far beyond what I could have thought or imagined we'd ever be able to do with our lives. And when you get excited about something and you believe in it, you can't help but share it, because you know what? This is happening. Like, they're doing the work, they're on the ground, they're in these countries, hard to reach places. And so everybody knows that we're involved with Never Thirst.
Our friends, our
Yeah.
community group,
Yeah.
my clients,
Yeah.
we have clients who go, "What do you know any nonprofits?" Well, let me explain this to you.
My heart's hope and prayer is that He just keeps giving us opportunities. My mind sometimes fights with that and says, can I maybe retire here somewhere? But that's not what my heart really wants.
You know, you do think about the American dream, and you always think, well, sometime you will retire. But we are not called to just retire and sit on our laurels. We've been called to continue to do the work of the Lord.
When He opens up those doors, you don't know what's going to happen. He opened up the door to Never Thirst. We had no idea what was going to happen. Certainly not that we'd be involved to this extent. And every single step has drawn us closer to the people in another country. It has drawn us closer to the work that God is doing.
If we had never said yes in the beginning to that trip, then our world would have been very small. And we are so fortunate we had the opportunity, and we did say yes.
And I think it's important for people to realize when they have an opportunity to say yes. There's so many things that make me think, I can't do that. That would be too hard. It'd be uncomfortable. What kind of food are they going to feed me? And you know, none of that matters when you're there. And if you end up on a rickety old raft trying to get over an overgrown river and on a moto behind a guy in Cambodia, you know, it was all great, because you never could have planned it or thought it or imagined it. And that's how big our God is.